Hello, I'm Krazyblaze. I'm going to teach you how to become an international street performer. So please note that if you're a beginner, this class isn't for you. I've got a few other tutorials on how to become a street performer. And the main reason I say this is don't jump ahead of yourself too quickly, okay? Go on the street, if you're a beginner, go on the street, work at that for at least a year, a minimum of a year, 2 years if possible, and build up a show. Okay, don't try and do festivals straight away. Yes, there's more money involved, you get to travel a lot more, all this kind of thing, but bad thing is if you don't have a good show, okay, festivals, like you'll get a bad name from festivals because they'll see you, they'll say that you're not so good, they'll tell other festivals, and then your career is just going to go down the tube. Okay, you want to be able to go into a festival, have a really good show, and then promote to other festivals that they want to book you. Okay, so let's get started. So yeah, just a quick little rundown, like if you haven't watched all my previous videos and that, quick little rundown of who I am. Yeah, I'm Krazyblaze, the Fire Ninja. Obviously my show is a street style fire show. I've traveled the world now for 6 years. I am from Australia. I've won over 5 awards, international busking awards. I've done over 76 festivals I think so far, but yeah, like I'm not really going to tell you that I have all the answers for you, but I can definitely show you what I've done to become and do what I do. Okay, so I do recommend looking at other people on how they do this, everything like that, because it really does help. So first I'll just go through a bit of the boring stuff, just get it out of the way. So first thing that's really good to have is insurance. Now with Australia we have 2 different insurance companies. We have Aon Insurance and we have Duck for Cover. Now both of these insure you for 20 million. Now most places which you travel to will only ever ask for 10 million. And this works well for normal busking as well, because a lot of places, especially in Australia, and that when you go to get a permit, they'll want you to have insurance, especially if you're a fire show. So yeah, basically it's not that much. For Australia, it's around $300. So you're looking at maybe 200 euros, 250 euros. This will cover you, not for yourself. This will cover if you hurt anybody. Okay, so it's a bit of peace of mind. Just please note too, have a look for your contracts, make sure it's worldwide. Most places won't insure you for Canada and America. It's just the way it is because of the way their health systems are. But you can get most companies that insure you worldwide. If you comment below and you're not sure like where in Europe, where to get insurance, if you comment below, I can talk to some friends and what they use and all that, and yeah, go from there. Another good thing to have, I've only ever been asked for this once, okay, but it's good to have just to show that you're professional. Now if you want, you can have mine, you can download mine, no problem. It's on my website. If you have a problem downloading, just let me know, and just change the names on it. It's a safe work method statement. Okay, safe work method statement just basically tells the festival what you do in case of emergency. If you're working with a crew, because I do recommend actually having this sort of a thing in place even if a festival doesn't want it. Okay, because it's good to know between your crew, especially like I said, a fire show, a dangerous show, if things go wrong, how to fix it, okay, and fix it quick. Because if you've got a lot of people and you're all running around like a chook with its head cut off and not knowing what each other should do, it can turn into a major disaster. So this is basically a safe work method statement. If things go wrong, you're the one that goes and gets a towel, you're the one that goes and gets water, you're the one who pushes the crowd back. All this, it's just safety, basically safety. Okay, so it's good to have, and you write it all down, and it'll explain what you do in different cases of emergency. Good to have. Also, if you're a fire performer, always best to get the MSD data sheet for the fuels that you're using. Okay, now this is basically like a safe work method statement, but it's basically something that you've got. If somebody swallows some fuel, somebody puts it in their eyes, whatever, and they have to go to hospital, it's good to be able to hand this to the hospital so they know exactly what chemical they're dealing with. Okay, so it's just basically another thing that you want to put with your safe work method statement. So that's an MSD data sheet for your fuel, or for any other chemicals that you use, not just fuel. If you use a chemical product, have an MSD data sheet for it. You can get this online, no problem. Just type in the chemical, MSD data sheet, and it'll come up and you print it out. It's quite simple. Okay, so now we got the boring part out the way. What you're really wondering is how to become an international performer. Now, like I said, first have a really good show. This is number one. Okay, now when it comes to festivals, it works a lot different. You really have to invest. Good costume, good speaker, okay, and good promo video, okay, good website, okay, and social medias. Now that's just a rough rundown. I'm going to explain now. So we're going to jump over to my website, back and forth from my website, so I can show you how I do it. Okay, so here we are on my website. Okay, now this is my front page. Okay, now it's always good to have your website as part of your name. Now my website is www.krazyblaze.net. Krazyblaze.com was like $10,000, so this is like no. But .net, it's not so good, but it's okay. It's still got my name on it. It's quick and easy for people to type in once they've seen your show and get all your information. So first of all, you want to have Facebook. Okay, you have your Facebook profile. Let's go into that, have a quick look. So Facebook, it's not really necessary. Okay, I try and keep up to date a little bit with it. Basically, a festival just wants to know that you properly exist and you're moving around. I'm just gonna run through it. Yeah, I've just got a few pictures, okay, and just some videos that I've done. Just have a few photos. Yeah, as you can see, I don't have a great deal, just some nice photos, and that's basically it. One thing which actually is becoming quite important these days would be Instagram. Okay, I'm not the best at keeping up to date with Instagram and all this kind of thing, so maybe you look on YouTube. What's the best way to create a good Instagram page? But this is becoming a lot more important than Facebook these days. But yeah, definitely have that because it really helps. And Spotify. Okay, so Spotify is really good for all your music. So festival sometimes wants to know what style of music you play, and for loyalty rights, a lot of festivals have got to pay loyalty rights for songs that people use, and because most people, and I very advise you to use songs that people know, because it keeps interest in people. So basically, I've got a list. I mean, I've got to actually update this, but you get a list of all the different songs and stuff that you use, so you can just link people to this. And I also got a PDF copy of this, and I've got all my songs on it. But this just gives them a quick, okay, so it's Spitfire, it uses A1 Nation, just so they understand what sort of songs you use. It makes you look a little bit more professional having that. Cool. So yeah, with your website, make sure it's quite simple to use, okay? Because you got to understand, festivals, they've got over 800 people applying, okay? So within saying that, you're not going to get booked if you are like everybody else. Be super unique, okay? You need to be as unique as you possibly can. Otherwise, you're just gonna flood it. You're just gonna be one of that 800 people applying for maybe 30 spots if you're lucky, maybe 15 slots. Okay. A good thing to have is a good stage name. I recommend using the first part of your name, like Chris for me, and then something else. Like I got other friends, Ian Deadly, okay, Sarah Twister, okay, Charming Jay, which is his name's Jay. Yeah, this really helps, especially when you're talking with other buskers. Like if you got some Mr. Tricks name and all that, you don't actually go out and when you're going to the little parties or whatever, like the after parties and that, you don't actually call yourself Mr. Tricks or whatever, you sort of call yourself Chris, okay? So it's a lot harder for people to remember who you are. You just fit into everything else. So everyone knows me around the world now as Krazyblaze. Okay, so it really helps. Or my friend Ian Deadly, everyone knows who that is. You know, if it's just Ian or just Chris, it means nothing to nobody. No one knows who you are. So this really helps to have your name in it and something cool part of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm Krazyblaze, the Fire Ninja. So yeah, basically, it's just a quick little thing of who I am, where I grew up, just a nice little simple thing. Now you don't want it really big. Obviously they can click on there and get more, which we'll go into that a little bit later. We've got promo video lists. So over time you'll get a lot of promos because every year you should put out a new promo video. The promo video should be around a minute and a half, because festivals don't have enough time to really watch 5-minute videos and stuff. They'll click through it. Okay, you don't want people to click through it. You want them to see it's quite short, so they'll just watch it all and try and be as impressive as possible. We'll go through that a little bit more. Another good thing to have, like, because YouTube's a really good platform to get known on YouTube as a performer. I find that the best way is to do tutorials, like what I'm doing now. People will more likely to subscribe to you, more likely to want to know more about you if you're putting out videos of learning, okay, than you just putting out cool promo videos. People don't care about your promo videos, but they want to learn from you, okay? So this is a way to build your platform. You build up your platform, festivals click on it, see you got heaps of followers, you go, okay, well if I book him, and then festivals, people are going to want to come and see him. It's kind of like this. Okay, so also, like, I've got a little shop as well, which I'm, because this is a new website, so please forgive me on this. But normally I've got a shop, because people ask me where I get equipment, where I get this, where I get that. So I've made a little shop up. I've got to really actually update this. Where to get equipment, where to get this. Some equipment I do make. Other things I link it to other websites and become friends with those people that you link it with, and they'll set up a little link for you. So if people click, you get 10% of the profit or whatever. Okay, so this is a cool little thing to do. Yeah, have a gallery, got awards that I've won, nice pictures, all this kind of thing, and just a contact, right? This also is my festival wave. It's World Artists Vacation Extravaganza. We've changed the last name, but this is for 2019. Yeah, that's not happening in 2020 because of Corona, but they'll be back on 2021. this is basically a festival for performance. We get there and it's at the end of season, have a nice time, as you can see, on a beautiful beach with a beautiful venue. If you want more information about that, just go on here and have a look or comment below and I'll tell you more. Okay, so the most important thing to have is a street performer. So go on here, street performer. So this is basically the page that you link to festivals, okay? Because this is what they really want to see. So basically, this is what I've got: Krazyblaze, won blah 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 awards, videos. And because I'm a fire show, most festivals think that you can only do nighttime. Now with my show, that's quite different. I'm actually quite a street style show. So I promote that I can do a daytime show too, so I've got a daytime promo video. Then you want your promotional write-up. Okay, now this is what the festival uses when they advertise you on their websites, on their little pamphlets, whatever. So you want to keep it quite short, quite sweet. Yeah, maybe 200 to 500 words, something like this. Krazyblaze, greatest fun. You know, talk yourself up. Always talk as a third person. Don't talk I am. Always Krazyblaze is. Krazyblaze will do this. Always talk like this. So that's basically, yeah, have a look. Pause the screen and you can see what I kind of do. And then who you are, where you come from, what you do. Yeah, this is about you personally, okay? What you've accomplished, I guess, but keep it kind of nice and sweet. You know, travel 24 countries, continents, blah blah. Yeah. And the next is your show description. So yeah, you want to basically explain step by step what you're going to do in your show, what it's all about, how you go about it. Try and keep it as compact as possible, but with the most amount of information. I also got down here, no fires used with any children, blah blah blah, because for some reason I get festivals going, you know, do you use fire? I see that you get audience up, you know, we're a bit worried because you use fire, and it's like, so, I mean, of course you're not going to use fire with kids and stuff, but yeah, you got to sometimes let them know that. This is just something extra. I've got a new development, a new little thing that's going on. Because I travel all around the world, different countries, different languages, I'm creating like an interpreter, which is my speaker. It's not an interpreter that I drag around the world with me. It's my speaker, which I get my friends to tell key points, like, Krazyblaze is going to do a show, make some noise, in French, in Spanish, in German, all this. So it just helps people to be able to follow along. So this is just telling people about that, I guess. Then just some nice photos. And I just go, yeah, interactive, excellent in the daytime, ninja, like just key points, high level skills, explosive, wow factor. Okay, and this is what I was kind of telling you before. Have a PDF of your insurance. This is just my insurance, so they can print it out. They can go up here, print it out, blah 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 blah. My song list. So these, it always changes some of the songs that I use, but the bass songs that I use for my for the performance side of things, and when I do my props, doesn't really change. It does put that in there, but yeah, I use probably about 20 songs, even though there's probably around 10 here. But these are the ones which I use the most. So basically, what the song is, the artist, record label. You can find out these by just going on YouTube and looking down in the information, and it'll tell you the artist, the record label, blah blah, and a YouTube link, just so they can have a look at it. and the duration that you use, how much time of that song do you use. This really helps, because yeah, sometimes you will have to send this away. Maybe sometimes half the time you have to send that away. Technical writer. Now, technical writer is super important. Super important. Really do this. You have to send this all the time. So what's a technical writer? This is what you need from them. Basically everything. So we'll run you through. Okay. So requirements for the show: I need mostly flat ground, no overhanging materials or other flammable things around. It's quite self-explanatory to most people, but you know, you'd be amazed how many festivals have all these stupid things hanging around. And even though you put it in the technical writer, they'll still have it there, but then you have a legal thing there going, look, this is my technical writer, this is what I said I need, so you need to move that or I don't do a show. And they are obliged to do this because you've sent this. A backstage area and a place to store your equipment. That goes without saying, but some festivals just don't even think about it, because you've got to think some of these festivals, they're not performers, they're just people that are part of a committee, part of a town, and they just want nice cool things going on in their town. They've got normal day jobs. This is not what they do for a living, so they have no idea. So you've got to really explain to them, no, I need an area and I need 2 meter space, 2 meters by 2 meter space on the ground and the cover. If you've got fire equipment, an extra space which is not with everybody else. It's like not where everyone else is setting up and everything, because you don't want all the fumes. You want a separate area where you put your fuels, where you put your fire equipment. Not in the normal thing where everyone else is setting up. Hard ground surface is best for me, obviously. Grass can be very slippery at times, not so good, but I'll do it anyway, to be honest. But yeah, it just really helps to say. Length of my show can be anywhere from 15 minutes to 45 minutes. My performing area is 10 meters by 15 meters. Outdoors, obviously I'm outdoors. Audience range 1 to 1,000. That's basically what I can handle. I can handle a bit more if need be, if I can get people to sit and got a decent sized stage. It suits all ages, my show. It's in languages, because I try and, like, in countries where they don't understand me, I have, like, especially like a French country, I've gotten just somebody from the festival, especially a young person, because they know English and their language obviously quite well, to just do the key little things for me. Now I'm actually doing it part of my show where it's incorporated. I don't need a proper interpreter. I've already done this pre-hand. My setup and pack down, even though my setup is part of my thing, just always put 5 minutes pack down. Basically, they'll give you a time frame, 45 minutes, an hour. So that means you onto stage and you off stage. Don't think of your show, okay? Because you've got to think there's a person going to come on after you. Or just find out. Sometimes they'll alternate it, okay? They'll have your show of 45 minutes, then they'll go to another pitch which is not far from you, which gives you enough time to pack down and everything like this. So it's good to find out whether if there's people back to back with you, because you've got to stick to times. Even if the person before you has gone over, be professional. All right, don't get the shits with them. Like I try not to. Sometimes I do get a little bit upset, but try not to get too upset. And try and shorten your show. Be professional about it. Bring it all back onto time, okay? Because you are getting paid to be there. And the more professional you are, the more chance you'll get booked again. The speakers that I use is the EM1 Pro or the Bose S1 Pro. Okay, one's a really huge one, which with the bag is 20. The actual speaker is 17 kilos, but with the bag I've got, it's like 23 kilos. It's crazy, but it's worth it for a fire show. And it's battery powered. The Bose is perfect for 99% of people. It's a lot smaller. You can get 2 of them if you want. They're really, really good. I do recommend them. They're about 7 kilos or something. Yes, and just explain that they are battery powered. You don't need power, but power would be nice, because if you're doing 3 shows, 4 shows, my bigger E1 Pro will last 2.5 50-minute shows. Okay, so then if I got an extra show, it's going to run halfway through. So it's good to have power backed up. Another thing too, with your backstage, you got to let them know that you need a power source to recharge your speakers and all this kind of thing. Yeah, and I just also let them know, because it's an extra bag. If I bring my big speaker and stuff, I just go, look, it's an extra 100 euros on top of my fee if you want me to bring my speaker, or you can provide one, but I need it to be one of these type speakers. If anything, it's got to be over 500 watts. Like, you're not going to use a 500 watts, but it's safe to get something bigger than smaller, okay? Because if it's big and you lower the volume, it's clear and it's nice. But if you get a little tiny speaker and then try and pump it to the same of what this big speaker is at a low volume, it's going to sound like shit. Okay, so you never know really what they're going to be able to give you. So say, no, it needs to be 500 watts. Okay, so it's a big speaker, but yeah, you can lower the volume so then it becomes a lot nicer, a lot crystal, a lot clearer. Yeah, I always recommend JBL though. JBL is one of my favorite brands. You can never go wrong with JBL. And just reassure them, like, even though you're getting this 500 watt speaker, they'll be like, oh man, that's too much for, we got other performers and stuff. Just say, look, no, I want that for quality. I'm not going to have it up that high. It's all for quality purposes, and I'm happy to have the volume or whatever you guys want me to have the volume. It's good safe things to do, and to have power on the location, because a lot of these speakers that you will hire won't be battery powered. Sometimes you're using like a stage. You're either using a stage, or you're working at the front of a stage and using the speakers from the stage. So it's good to have what you're using for if it's already in place there. So if you're using an on-site mixer, which is basically the board, and they've got their own speaker setup. So I must have 2 channels. One's for my music, one's for my microphone. Always have your own cords, always, and always have not have AUX, which obviously goes to your phone or whatever, but then have the 2-prong. Okay, always have the two prong. I've been stuck before with just having the one big jack. What is it? 6.5 mil, 6 mil, is it? 6.3 mil. If you've only got the one, a lot of the time you won't get bass, it's doomed to fail. So it's got to be a 2-prong one when it goes into a mixer, okay, left and right, so it creates stereo. Make sure you get this, a 2-prong into whatever you put into your phone, okay, super important. Been stuck like that a lot. Yeah, and as you can see, just the port for the microphone, but have the cables, okay, 'cause they can be really bad. My stage area, so this basically is my stage area. So basically I just put down audience 5 meters, 10 meters from back, there's my speaker and all my equipment stuff. Stage area, audience area. Lengthen this out if you're more of a circle. I do let some people behind here, like behind my speaker, because I've got a lot of fuels. It does kind of make it really hard for me to have full circle. I do let a few people behind though, because I do like to do more of a circle show, but like I said, you gotta have safety first, so it makes it hard. You gotta treat people like sheep, because a lot of people just don't think that there's fuel. Like I've had kids almost treading on my fuel, and their parents there going, "Oh, look." Yeah. So yeah, take a picture of that. That's really good to have. So guys, that's part one of this tutorial. It's quite long, so I've made it into two different tutorials. If you want to see more, just click at the top here. You'll see the next video. Hope it's been useful for you. Comment below if you want to see more. Help me out by subscribing. I do put all this up for free for you, and that's all I ask in return. So thank you very much guys. Hope you enjoyed, and watch the next video. Thank you.